Oh boy, alright, it has been another one of them days. Oh. See if we can get this switch to appear. There we go. Alright. We're gonna play us some of that Dual Destinies. Oh boy. Let's see here. Are we live? If we are live, can we get me on my monitors? Do. There we go. Health warning. Sensitivity warning. Capcom warning. Autosave warning. Okay, special episode, Turnabout Reclaimed. Investigation, Day 1. Psyche Lock. Alright. Yeah. Okay, we're talking to Orla. Well, no, we weren't talking to Orla. That's not your name. Orla was the orca, right? Who is anybody anymore? We won't let you speak badly of Orla. We're going to defend her. I'm only stating what I saw with my very own eyes. I came to the aquarium today to observe the killer whale. But on my way to that thing's tank, I heard his cries. You can hear Orla from the visitors' corridor? There are speakers there in the corridor, up near the ceiling. Apparently that speaker is there so visitors can hear the killer whale's sounds. In any case, as I approached the killer whale's tank, I heard its cries. And when I arrived, I saw something terrifying. What did you see? The killer whale stealing the swashbuckler's spectacular hat the owner was wearing. And then, the moment it bit him and shook him mercilessly to death within its jaws. What? Orla? Bit the owner to death? Is that even in line with the death that happened? It's hard to make out the details of the body. Okay. Orla? Bit the owner to death? In justice we trust. So I take it Ms. DePlume has just finished telling you what she saw? Detective Fulbright. I guess you've already heard it too? Yep, when we took a statement earlier. As you heard, I'm afraid that accidental death is really the only thing it could be. Yes, and a dangerous creature like that cannot be allowed to harm anyone ever again. But she's not dangerous. Sorry, but the prosecutor's office said the case didn't have enough merit to go to trial. There was one prosecutor, though, who expressed an interest in the case. Really? Then could we have that prosecutor take a look at the investigation reports? Unfortunately, I doubt even he would take action without evidence of a homicide. Look, I understand how you feel, Mr. Lawyer, but maybe you should give up on this one. Not a chance. We'll just re-examine the crime scene and strengthen our case. Well, if that's your version of justice, I won't stop you. We won't rest until we find proof it wasn't accidental death, Detective. You'll see. Let's go, Mr. Wright. Time to check out that crime scene one more time. July 20. Ship-shape aquarium. Orca pool. All right then. Let's start the re-examination. Pronto. I'm gonna go check out that mess in the back one more time. Athena, wait, no running. Ah! Are you okay? It didn't look like she tripped, but... I slipped. Sweet. Uh-oh. You're in the spot. Ah, Orla, what is it, girl? I... Ah, Athena, are you all right? She crashed into all that stuff behind her. I tried to get out of the way, but all I did was slip and fall. Again. That was a pretty amazing wipeout. Are you hurt? I'm okay. But why'd Orla spike that ball at me? After all fish I gave her, I thought she liked me. Maybe she thought you were the main entree. Very funny, boss. In any case, let's give the ball back to Orla. Huh? Looks like everything got shifted around when I fell on it. Hey, you're right. There are things now that we couldn't see before. If only our principles of investigation had taught us that things could be put on top of or under other things. Like another ball. I guess Orla really likes them. Look, there's something new about the outline of the body, too. We'd better take a good look around. Okay. Whoosh. You're not gonna let me actually look at the things. Where am I gonna find a view? I was just there. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Alright. Again, swords, which are weapons. Look at all this stuff scattered everywhere. I see some swords. I wonder if everything to do with the case. They're made of rubber. I doubt they could be used as a weapon. Alright. But I still bet if someone got whacked with one, it'd sting quite a bit. Yeah, I guess it would. But I think I could stand the pain. Yeah, good for you. Oh, look. There's a blow-up dolphin and an anchor, too. Mr. Ride, are you listening to me? Stop looking at those toys. Yikes. Guess I've been caught red-faced. Red-faced? Oh, no. Hey, look at his mark on the floor. What do you suppose it is? That's where we stand when we want to play volleyball with Orla. Volleyball, huh? Yeah, if we stand there, she'll spike the ball right at us. So when Orla spiked a ball at me earlier, that was one of her tricks? It doesn't mean she hates me? Nah, she wanted to play with you. She loves volleyball. She used to play with Captain all the time. Aw. Sasha looks so sad. Okay, time to snap out of it. There's no time to be all dejected and mopey like a blobfish. That's right. Time to put on a smile and stay strong, right? What's a blobfish? Or do I not want to know? Alright, Bork. Oh no, that child is hurt. What? Calling that? Hey, it's just a dummy. It is? I mean, of course it is. I was just testing your response to an emergency. Well, I guess we just found out that you don't bluff well under pressure. I guess I'll just have to keep practicing then. I wonder what the dummy's for anyway. Probably to make Ms. de Plume think that a human was being savaged when it was just a dummy. Here. Oh, that. We use it to train Orla. It's smaller than a human, but it does a job. Some of our tricks are pretty dangerous, so Orla practices them on the dummy first. And forget the tricks, those bite marks look pretty dangerous. Orla. Looks like we just found that giant octopus perhaps missing a leg. Wow, bet you get a whole lot of carpaccio from a giant leg like that. Oh, let's go to the ocean and try and catch a giant octopus of our own. Yeah, but even if we did catch one, how are you planning to slice it up? Kind problem. That's what man-invented chainsaws for. I've never seen anyone so hell-bent on chomping down some giant octopus. Well, I doubt we could catch one that big anywhere near the shore anyway. More roadblocks you throw up, more I want to do it, you know. Ooh, I can't wait to get started. It would appear that Operation Discourage Insanity is backfired. Oh no. The insanity continues. Okay, it's like a wall. Sword. There's a broken sword here. Tip of the blade's missing. Guess it just broke off. Don't tell me it happened when Athena fell over. You better not be trying to pin the blame on me, boss. What? No, of course not. No use trying to hide it. It's written all over your face. Besides, broken part ain't even here. How could it be my fault? I'd better watch what I think, or I'll get every little thing thrown back in my face. Anything further for exploranduming? I think those are all the things that respond to being... Oh, hold on. Oh, what's this? A coin or a button? Mr. Rat, there's blood on it. Pirates, gold coin. You're right, but it's dried. You think you be the victim? And what was it doing all the way over here in the first place? I'm not sure, but now that we found blood outside the pool, it just might help us prove that there's more to this case than just accidental death. Hey, you're right. Orla certainly can't leave the pool after all. Bloodstained coin added to the court record. A single coin seems to have fallen by the side of the orca pool. Speaking of coins, take a look at this. There are a few coins around the body here, too. You're right, boss. Where'd they go? They aren't here anymore. You don't think somebody picked them up, do you? Hey, Sasha, would you happen to know anything about this coin? Oh, I guess I missed one. I just finished cleaning up the rest of them. You picked up all the coins already? That's right. After the police finished their investigation, they gave me the go-ahead. I haven't found them all yet, though. I'm still missing a few. Well, if they aren't beside the pool, maybe they're in the pool. Let's go to that ladder over there and take a peek at the bottom of the pool, boss. Really? Is that our plan? It's our plan. Oh no. I can't see anything from here. I'll have to take a look when I'm by the ladder. Alright, okay. Ahora. Ooh. It's good sparkle. Oh look, I think I see something on the bottom of the pool. I knew it. Want me to go down and check? Can't jump in dressed like that. You'll drown under the weight of your clothes. No, I won't. I'm a pretty good swimmer, you know. Be that as it may, that pool's really deep. I doubt you can hold your breath that long. But maybe Sasha can? Phew. Phoenix, look at all these coins I found at the bottom. Thanks, Sasha. So there really were more of them down there, huh? We seem to be finding them all over. I wonder how many there are altogether. Including the ones I put away, there are 300 of them. They're for the show. Sounds like they'd be heavy. About 7 pounds, I'd say. A little lighter than a stringfish. Well, I'd better go put these coins away where they belong. So, 7 pounds of coins, scattered around the scene, one of them with blood on them. They have to be related to the case. I wonder how the blood got on that one coin. Wait a minute. Could it be? Remember how Detective Fulbright said they couldn't find a murder weapon? Well, what if these coins were the weapon? Huh? How could a little coin kill a grown man? Well, one coin by itself isn't much of a threat, but 300 coins together could definitely be used as a weapon. All you'd have to do is throw them, freeze them, put them in a bag. If you put 7 pounds of coins in a bag and swung it at somebody, it would make a pretty formidable blunt instrument, wouldn't it? It would explain how blood got on this coin. Oh, I get it. If that bag of coins is a weapon, we can use to prove Orla's innocence. Blood-stained coin updated to the court record. Discovered beside the orca pool. There are 300 coins in all, weighing 7 pounds total. This makes it a likely murder weapon. But I don't see anything resembling a coin bag around here. Maybe Killer took it with him. Yeah, it would certainly make it look like Orla did it if they did. You know what I think, Mr. Ryan? Bloody coin alone should be enough proof this might have been murder. I agree. It shows the possibility of a human killer rather than Orla. Yes, it's just what we needed. Let's go show his coin Detective Fulbright and Mr. Plume right away. Good idea. Let's hope that they're still at the Power Danger. Power Danger. Yeah, I'm losing it already. July 20th. Ship-shape aquarium. Hub of Danger. Oh, you're back. So, did you find anything? Cash. Cold hard cash. Bloody cash. Of course he didn't. Remember, even if you don't succeed, it's the effort you make that's important. Is he trying to console me? But show me the evidence we found. One points to a human culprit. Right. Because we won't let Orla be put down. Please take a look at this bloodstained coin. Hey! Cease and desist at once. What kind of man shows a lady blood? Ah! She doesn't have to get so worked up. What are you terrorizing this lady with? Come on now, let's see it. We found this coin beside the orca pool. We did see a large number of coins beside the pool, but not one with blood on it. We just learned that there's 300 of these, weighing about 7 pounds in total. Now, what do you suppose would happen if a person was assaulted with that many coins? What? So you're saying that coins might have been used like some kind of blunt weapon? If the blood belongs to the victim, then yes, it's entirely possible. But I wouldn't call it decisive proof that the real culprit was human. You wouldn't? Why not? Because there'd have to be something to put the coins in to make them into a weapon. Without that something, it's just not going to be enough to pass muster. But I will say that your theory does seem to warrant further investigation. I'll call the prosecutor's office and ask to reinvestigate from a possible criminal angle. You will? Well, thank you very much. I really hope Detective Fulbright can convince him. Oh boy. You won't believe the answer I got. When I explained your passion for this case and the police's investigation, they said that the prosecutor I mentioned earlier would be willing to take this to court. Really? So does that mean a new suspect has emerged? No, I'm afraid not. To be frank, Prosecutor Blackwell says he just wants to prove that Orca's guilt in court. What? It's Prosecutor Blackwell wants to prosecute Orla? That's fine, Detective. Thanks for arranging this for us. Well, I must say you're taking this rather calmly. Defending Orla in court was my idea from the start, and I'll do whatever it takes to save her. In that case, I'll do whatever I can as well to see that justice is served. Ms. de Plume, would you be a witness for the prosecution? A trial for a killer whale? I've never heard of such recklessness before in my life. But I will reveal the truth about this killer whale and then write all about it. It sounds like a great plan. Now, if you'll just come along with me, we have to prepare for tomorrow, and I still have to arrange for an autopsy. I look forward to tomorrow. Until then, Blue Lawyer and Yellow Fan. Like, I'm not a fan. Well, at least we managed to get the case to go to trial. But how in the world do we defend Orca in court anyway? To be honest, I'm not really sure myself. Plus, Ms. de Plume said Orla bit the victim. This trial sure ain't gonna be easy. I love a challenge. Then we ought to be just fine. I guess I should go over that swashbuckler spectacular you're watching this morning. Yeah, we can have formal viewing back at the office. Like, there's nothing decisive against Orla in the security tape, but that doesn't mean much. I'll just have to find a more concrete way to save Orla at tomorrow's trial. Or else. To be continued. Today. Yeah. Yep. Do save over. Over save. Alright. Hope you all are doing well tonight. July 21st, 9:21 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby, number 3. Morning, Mr. Ryan. Good morning. Chipper as ever this morning, I see. Well, I'm just thankful we actually get to have a trial for Orla. As a matter of fact, I just ran a few laps around the courthouse to get extra pumped. And I just splashed my face with some water to get the sleep out of my eyes. Oh, I also queued the Swashbuckler video so we can watch it anytime. Swashbuckler video added to the court record. A TV recording of a performance featuring Orla, Sasha, and Jack Shipley as pirates. Thanks. It just might help our case. By the way, you have some serious dark circles. Did you stay up late watching this? What? Me? No, I just woke up early, that's all. Guess I need to cover him up. I get ragged on enough as it is by Prosecutor Blackwell. Speaking of being pumped, I'm pretty fired up for this trial, too. It's been a while. That explains why her hair's spikier than usual. I mean, look at it. It's all super pokey and prickly and stuff. It's amazing. That was a compliment, right? Good luck, Mr. Nick. I'll be cheering you on from the gallery. Thanks, Pearls. It's been so long, I'm actually a little nervous. Good morning, Mr. Lawyer. Oh, Mr. Rams, you came to watch trial? Yeah, Sasha's back at the aquarium with the orca, so I thought I'd better come here to watch for her. Well, don't you worry, we're going to win for Orla. In there, our boss. Right. One unprecedented trial coming right up. July 21, 9:30 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Day 1. Court is now in session. All rise. Court is now in session for the trial of Aura Shipley. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Must we waste words on this? Prosecutor Simon Blackwell, known as the Twisted Samurai, he's a prosecutor who's also a convicted felon. They say he never conducts a trial without his loyal Huck Ducka by his side. Mr. Wright, it's been quite a while since I've seen you like that. The lawyer image suits you. You look younger somehow. Thank you, Your Honor. And you look as young as ever yourself. Well, I have to keep up with you folks after all. By the way, has the defendant arrived in court yet? Surely you jest, Your Boldness. Did you not receive the memo? The defendant, Aura Shipley, is an orca at Shipshape Aquarium. An orca? Arrangements for this trial were made only yesterday, so I didn't have time to review. But an orca as a defendant, it's patently absurd. Director comments to the defense. He's the absurd fellow who insisted on defending the orca in court in the first place. Absurd or not, I will carry out my duty to defend my client. Your duty to defend your crying aunt. Don't you mean your crying orca, Mr. Wright? If we are to proceed, we must treat the orca as we would any other defendant. Every other soul, be it of man or beast, is of equal value. He lights his hawk. The question is whether that soul is painted in black or white. Take Tarkin, for example. He is as human in spirit as you or I. The real question is, am I in for more pain, as always? Orca or not, I suppose the defendant is still a defendant, and I've had to render my verdict fairly and impartially. Now then, Prosecutor Blackwell, your opening statement, if you would. I suppose I can hardly leave it to someone who knew nothing of the defendant. Very well, listen carefully. The orca murdered the owner of Shipshape Aquarium in the aquarium's orca pool. The orca apparently toyed with the victim mercilessly as he died. A sadistic orca? Oh, what a chilling thought. And where exactly is this defendant now? Inside this. A cell phone, Prosecutor Blackwell. Time marches on, Your Boldness, with or without us. I borrowed this TV phone from the aquarium, which will allow us to interact with the orca. Oh, TV phone. Very well, the court accepts it into evidence. TV phone added to the court record. A cell phone used by Shipshape Aquarium staff. This model can connect to TVs and be used to conduct teleconferencing. That's right, we're interviewing them by Zoom. We will be able to view the defendant in question on this large monitor. Poolbride, prepare for transmission. Ha ha ha! You've got it, Prosecutor Blackwell! We will proceed with the defendant on telecast. So that is the orca that stands accused, is it? Aw, she's waving her flipper at us. Maybe she's cheering us on? Orla, wish Phoenix and Athena luck. Oh, it's quite cute, isn't it? And this adorable creature is suspected of killing a man. Orla's really pouring on the charm, huh? She is far from cute. She is a violent, reckless animal. That's right. The name's Bobby Fulbright, and I'll take over the explaining from here. Now, I can direct your attention to this diagram of the crime scene. Following the report of an orca attack, we, the police, raced on over to Shipshape Aquarium. There we found a guest who said she saw the orca and the victim from the visitor's corridor. As the witness was watching, the orca suddenly went crazy and attacked the victim. The orca was the only one there, therefore no one else could have committed the crime. It's not quite finished, but I have a portion of the autopsy report here. Shipley's autopsy report added to the court record. Instant death for a brain contusion. There's signs of blunt force trauma all over the body. I can't imagine the terror of being attacked underwater by such a large creature. But attack it did. Prepare yourself for the grisly details of blackness. The prosecution moves to introduce our witness, Fulbright. You got it, Prosecutor Blackwell. In justice we trust. Ooh. All right, give me a second here. All right, I'm gonna take a short break. Get the blood moving. Y'all can get a break likewise. Do some self-care. Get a drink, whatever you might need. We'll see you back here in about 5-10 minutes. Back. Kids these days touching the dial. Okay, I'm back with a small amount of movement having been done. Small amount of caffeine in a cup in front of me. We can try and stay awake for the bark, bark, bark. All right. You got it, Prosecutor Blackwell. In justice we trust. One brave lady whose fine sense of justice compelled her to speak, coming right up. How dare you make me wait? Don't you know I'm a busy woman? I could have written an entire book for all the time I spent in that lobby. I hope she is in the habit of doing writing while in waiting spaces, because that's a good time to get stuff done, by the way. Prosecutor Blackwell? Well? I'm Norma DePlume, and I'm a non-fiction writer. Am I the only one who isn't telepathic here? Looks like she can read into people's words just as well as I can read into people's hearts. Not everything needs to be a competition, Athena. What? Norma DePlume? The great non-fiction writer, Ms. Norma DePlume herself? I've read all your works and enjoyed them immensely. Your million-seller, The Great Grief of the Great Thief, is one of my favorites. Oh, are you a fan, Your Honor? I could give you my autograph if you'd like. Wait a second. I could swear you look much different in the photos in your book. Well, I use ones from 10 years ago in my book so that the paparazzi won't harass me. The judge seems so shocked. The visual disconnect must really be doing a number on His Honor's head. Could we get started, please? If I find you to be lacking as a judge, you'll see your debut in my books. Such harsh comments. You really must be the real Norma DePlume. Oh no, Miss DePlume was so famous. Enough jabbering. Tell the court what you saw and keep it brief. I would thank you not to order me around. I'm perfectly willing to tell everyone what I witnessed. It was the moment of the murder. Very well then. Please proceed with your testimony. Instant coffee. Witness testimony. The moment of the murder. I went to Shipshape Aquarium to see the killer whale. As I was watching the killer whale from the visitors' corridor, it suddenly went crazy. I saw the killer whale bite the victim to death with its huge mouth and deadly teeth. Attempting to remain calm, I reported the incident to the police immediately. That adorable defendant really did all that. It must be much more vicious than it looks. Now, deliver your judgment so I may carry out the sentence.
Objection!
The defense would like to do some defending first, if that's all right. Must you drag this out with your tomfoolery?
Hold it!
Defense always has the right to cross-examine the witness, you know. A fellow inmate told me just this morning. If you want something signed, all you need is a document and a witness. Let me guess, they were convicted for contract fraud, right? All we need in this case is the evidence and a witness to convict. It's as simple as that. Looks like I guessed right. Sorry, but as Miss Sykes said, the defense has every right to cross-examine. Isn't that correct, Your Honor? Yes, of course. You may proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. I shall relish the sight of you thrashing around in vain. Cross-examination. The moment of the murder. I went to Shipshape Aquarium to see the killer whale.
Hold it!
Why did you want to see the orca? Well, it is the featured attraction of the aquarium, after all. Why waste energy on such tripe? There is but one attraction in Shipshape Aquarium that is worth anyone's time. And that is the penguins. Isn't that right, Taka, my friend? Alrighty then. I guess Prosecutor Blackwell is for the birds. Feather motif. Guess I should jot that down. Note to self. Prosecutor Blackwell's on Team Rifle. Ah! Get an achievement for that? Birds on the parade? And so you went to see the orca in its tank? Yes, that's right. As I was watching the killer whale from the visitor's corridor, it suddenly went crazy.
Hold it!
The orca suddenly went crazy, did she? Yes. It took a look at me, and then, all at once, it started going berserk. Did you do anything to make her angry? Brennan Lee Mulligan, I don't get the reference. I did nothing more than simply glare at it from the visitor's corridor. She glared at Orla, and that's what caused her to go to berserk.
Objection!
The reason the defendant went mad is not the issue here. Only what she did once she entered that state. In any case, college humor, Dimension 20, when the big-time D&D Dungeon Masters. Oh no. I live in a very small corner of the algorithm. I don't get a lot of these famous reference people. In any case, the killer whale began behaving wildly in front of my very eyes, and then... I saw the killer whale bite the victim to death with its huge mouth and deadly teeth.
Hold it!
So you're saying you saw the very moment of the victim's death? That is exactly what I'm saying. Oh, it was simply dreadful. It was as frightening as losing one's manuscript just before a deadline. I suppose for a writer that would be pretty terrifying. I witnessed the killer whale's horrific act, and I knew I had to do something, so... Attempting to remain calm, I reported the incident to the police immediately.
Hold it!
Cat? Why were the police the first ones you contacted? I was afraid if I told the aquarium staff, they might try to cover it up. Of course, I immediately told aquarium security after I called the police. I believe I deserve praise for my swift decision-making skills under pressure. Ms. de Plume is the most assertive witness I've ever seen. We better do our best to look like big shot lawyers if we want to match her intensity. Ms. de Plume, I praise your swift decision-making skills under pressure. Why was more kiss up and big shot? I suppose it was unrealistic to expect big shot from Mr. Wright. How fitting for a small fry to praise a big shot. How about cutting the small fry some slack, you big meanies? The important thing here is, did she really see the moment of the murder? You're raring to go, aren't you, Mr. Wright? I see it in your eyes. And in your heart. I guess I really am a lawyer at heart. Okay, so... what are we going to do to show details of the body? Like, I mean, it does kind of look like Eaton on that far side, but hold on. Okay, so she said this was the moment of it at 10:09. Is that a relevant time compared to... I'll tell you. There's no person visible in this. You can see where the mouth and teeth are, and there's no person in those jaws. That's my objection. Okay. Right. There's no body.
Objection!
That's not going to let me do that from here. Your Honor, what is your opinion on the witness's statement just now? My opinion is that there's nothing wrong with it. Oh, this is my first trial in 8 years. It looks like I made a little mistake. That is no excuse, Mr. Wright. I should give you 8 years worth of penalties. It's been 8 years. Can't you go easy on me? You saw the killer whale bite the victim to death. Oh, the show. Let's watch the show.
Captain Orla! He made it just in time! We be pirates, we love to sail the 7 seas. Just a bunch of scallywags who are as free can be. We swim through storms and waves, all because you see grand treasure and adventures waiting just for me.
Now, it's unlikely that they made 2 different sequences, but that is the same sequence that we opened the whole show with, right? Okay. Oh, there you go. There's an autopsy. What the heck? Instant death from a brain contusion. Contusion from head trauma. Okay, that's what happened. He wasn't bitten to death. was head trauma. I didn't even notice the autopsy report in my hand.
Objection!
It would seem that you are mistaken, Mr. Plume. I beg your pardon. The autopsy report does indeed say death thought to be a result of orca attack. But the actual cause of death is contusion from head trauma, not being bitten. What? But I'm sure the victim was bitten. I don't believe that can be true. The security footage doesn't show anything of the kind.
Objection!
Just as I suspected. I knew you would peek at the footage behind Fulbright's back. Well, what did you expect when you wouldn't play nice and share? But unfortunately for you, the footage you saw was only one small part. Huh? Yesterday, after I decided to take this case to trial, I re-reviewed all of the evidence. Taka, the evidence I gave to you for safekeeping? Guess that hawk is higher up on the pecking order than Fulbright in Blackwell's book. Very well. Let's view the footage. Ah! What's this? The orca is biting the victim. No way! I have to say that this appears to be very damning evidence. Security footage updated in the court record. Video showing the orca pool. The footage starts at the aquarium, 10 a.m. opening time. 2 pages. No! I can't believe Orla really bit him. And there is more. Look at this. This photograph was taken while the body was being examined. There seems to be a strange bruise on the victim's right wrist. Oh, there is. I'll have the crime scene lab examine the bruise and calculate its relevance to the case at hand. What's important right now is evidence that points to the orca as the killer. Look at the left side of the body. See the orca's tooth marks in the victim's clothes? Yes, they do appear to suggest that she did, in fact, bite the victim. No, if an orca bites you, then you look bitten, not just your clothes. I think the orca was trying to grab him with her mouth, not actually to chomp chomp, nom nom. Photo of the body updated in the court record. Crime scene photos taken in the orca pool room. I told you so. And then the killer whale swam upward toward the surface with the victim in its mouth.
Objection!
However, in the autopsy report, the cause of death is contusion from head trauma.
Objection!
You're much too impetuous, right, Dono? Granted, the orca biting the victim was not the cause of death. The witness was mistaken about that. Then what explanation is there for what the witness saw? Did I not say in the beginning the orca toyed with the victim mercilessly? My goodness. After killing the victim, the defendant swam around with his dead body in her mouth. Just like any other predator toying with its prey. Mr. Rat, the hearts of the people in the gallery are suddenly filled with fear of Arla. So, the defendant bit the victim after she had killed him. But if that's the case, then we must still figure out how the defendant killed the victim. Prosecutor Blackwell, do you have a sound theory to give this court? I wouldn't be standing here if I couldn't prove whether the orca's heart was black or white. But Arla is black and white. Her body, I mean. Athena, please try not to provoke Prosecutor Blackwell, whose colors are also black and white. This witness also observed the actual moment of the murder. Think back, word mistress. Think back to what you observed before the orca bit the victim. Ah, I see what you're driving at. So that was the true moment of the murder, was it? Now, explain it in a way that even these simpletons can understand. There you go again, ordering me around. Stop that this instant. But whatever, I don't mind telling my story. I saw the killer whale before it toyed with the body as well. I saw it the moment it killed the victim by headbutting him. Or like kill the victim by headbutting him? That's right. It rammed the victim over and over again. Recall that the autopsy report stated that there were bruises all over his body. Recall as well how persistent the defendant can be when she's attacking her prey. And we all just saw the killer whale headbutting the victim in the footage. Don't forget! That footage backs up Ms. Diploma's testimony. But there's also something very important it does not show. Gold coins at the bottom of the bark. Now do you see what a menace this killer whale is?
Objection!
I'm sorry, but I can't allow your testimony to stand unchallenged. Looking at this footage, the orca certainly seems to be headbutting something. But you'll note that the something is not the victim. Oh! Ah! I want to look away, but I can't. Even if it was the victim, you couldn't have seen him from where you were, could you? What? Oh, well, I suppose not. Mr. Plume, did you actually witness the victim getting headbutted by the defendant? Let's see. Oh, I remember now. As I recall, a rock in the shape of a skull was obstructing my view. So, are you admitting that you couldn't see the victim? Yes, I suppose I am. However, immediately after the headbutting, the victim came floating up. He came up from behind the skull-shaped rock, and his body was all limp. Again, consistent with body already in trouble, orca trying to manipulate it out of the pool or whatever. What else could I think except that the killer whale was headbutting the victim?
Objection!
But if you didn't actually see the moment of attack itself, then it's pure conjecture.
Objection!
Must I do everything around here? How dare you speak so rudely to me? There's no need for hysterics. Clear your mind and recall how you reached your conclusion. Though you couldn't see what the orca was attacking, you didn't need to, did you? Because you knew she was behaving exactly as she had only 1 year prior. Oh. 1 year ago? That's right. Yes, that's it. That's how I knew the killer whale was headbutting the victim. I'm sorry, but could someone explain exactly what happened a year ago? If you must know, a very similar incident occurred only last year, in which the defendant murdered her trainer. What? The orca murdered her trainer, you say? What? Is this really true? This is not looking good for us. It's all in this book. The Killer Whale by Norma de Plume. Oh no. That book. The Killer Whale. What's Ms. de Plume's latest work? I was just thinking of picking that up. The Killer Whale, added to the court record. A non-fiction book by Norma de Plume. It's about the case from last year. Orca kills its trainer. Last year, the defendant killed her trainer in the middle of a show. The orca headbutted and bit the victim. The same thing she's accused of in this case. No. That orca killed 2 people? That thing's a menace. Guilty, I say. I never want to go to the beach again. The orca bit the walkie-talkie. Is that in the record already? Look, the bite marks are on the walkie-talkie sword. Some kind of evil signal was being sent, probably, perhaps. No, now everyone's even more convinced that Orla did it. We were doing so well, but now everyone in the room has a bad impression of Orla. I don't want to think she did it, but it's hard to keep on believing in somebody who can't even tell me her side. Phoenix, Athena, you gotta believe in Orla. There's no way she killed anybody. You gotta save her. Please, I'm begging you. Sasha, what am I doing, doubting my client like this? This is the time to be strong. I believe in Orla, and I'm ready to fight for our clients. I'll take everybody in this courtroom on if I have to. Don't you worry, Sasha. We won't give up on Orla. We'll defend her to the very end. Thank you. Thank you, both of you. We are Orla's lawyers. Who else but us can save her? We can't give up on her now. For an instant there, you were afraid of the orca, weren't you, right, Dono? When you saw the photograph of the victim from a year ago, you turned paler than me. He saw right through me. It's obvious you have neither the guts nor the determination to defend the orca. It's true that Orla can't speak, and I don't know her thoughts. But there's a certain someone who believes in Orla with all her heart. I respect the trust she has in Orla, so I'm willing to believe in Orla, too. And what do you know about orcas? Nothing, that's what. So, allow me to fill you in. Do you have any idea why orcas are also called killer whales? Because they are cunning and merciless predators that hunt and kill even true whales. So, killer whales really are killers? What terrifying creatures indeed. I can't bear to hear any more of such rubbish as trusting a killer. Can you, your baldness? No matter what you say, I will continue to believe. I don't give up that easily, you know. Dullard. You don't know when to give up, do you? Very well. I shall give you a chance to prove just how determined you are. Witness, spare no quarter, and lay the full truth on them. But of course, that is what I do after all. Prosecutor Blackwell, what will you have the witness testify about? I shall have her testify about what she saw and what she heard. What she heard? Very well, Ms. de Plume, please tell the court what you saw and what you heard. Witness testimony. I saw and what I heard. The killer whale's behavior was exactly the same as a year ago. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. I was calm when I saw it start to headbutt. But when the pirate hat and victim came floating up, I let out a scream. So the orca displayed the same behavior as during the incident a year ago. That's right, those weren't just simple cries, it was singing. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. It kept headbutting while it sang the swashbuckler spectacular song. That's right, it was singing the same song it sang in the aquarium stage show back then. It was singing while it was headbutting. Oh, it was perfectly horrible. I don't see a single obvious inconsistency in this testimony. It's clear I won't be able to take apart our statements with evidence alone. Mr. Wright, now'd be a good time for me to put my skills to work. It's time to show what analytical psychology could really do. You seem pretty confident. Let me guess, you noticed a contradiction between the testimony and her emotions? You bet I did. Once we expose it, we just might be able to crack her. No, scratch that. Make it. We'll definitely be able to. Then let's give your knowledge of analytical psychology a try. You got it, boss. Complete analysis of Ms. de Plume's heart coming right up. The killer whale's behavior was exactly the same as a year ago. No emotion. As I approached the pool, no emotion. The killer whale suddenly started singing. Surprise. I was calm when I saw it start to headbutt. Lies. This is distress and shock. But when the pirate hat and victim came floating up, I let out a scream. Okay, and this is within reason, so this is the weird one. You're not calm. You are, in fact, panic.
Got it!
Well, Ms. de Plume, Orla really frightened you with her headbutting, didn't she? Don't be absurd. I certainly was not frightened by the likes of any killer whale. There must have been something else that scared her then, boss. However, I do remember being very afraid for some reason while it was doing that. It sounds like maybe you saw something we ain't discussed yet. Take your time and try to remember what it was. What'd you see? This is practically turning into a counseling session. I saw something. Oh, I remember now. Okay, good. Now, if you could please tell the court what you saw. I saw bright red blood. The killer whale's ramming caused the victim to bleed. There was a great cloud of blood. What? Yes, that's it. That's why I was so sure. That's when I knew the killer whale killed a person for the second time. Well, that was a very compelling statement indeed. Looking at this again, there does appear to be something that could be a cloud of blood. You know, something. So her terror was a reaction to blood, was it? That would certainly explain what happened yesterday. Please take a look at this blood-stained coin. Cease and desist at once. What kind of man chose a lady blood? She doesn't have to get so worked up. I was badly injured during an interview once. Ever since then, I've been terrified of blood. The very sight of it dreadfully upsets my delicate sensibilities. This is a bad term. If Ms. de Plume saw blood, then does that mean Orla really did attack the victim? It would appear that orcas are even more vicious than I am. So, how does it feel to be thoroughly rammed by your own cross-examination, right, Donor? Thoroughly rammed by your own cross-examination. That's a Chuck Tingle title for if there ever was one. What do we do now, boss? That testimony was not at all what I expected to hear. Wait a minute. We're still some discord left in Ms. de Plume's heart. What? You mean there's more? Yes, but there's no telling what it is. It could be something even more damaging. Is there even anything left of our case to damage? Well, whatever it is, we have to face it head on. Athena, you believe in Orla, right? If so, there's no reason for us to shy away from the truth. Yeah, you're right. And we can handle the truth, whatever it is, so let's delve a little deeper. You got it, boss. So much delving. Killer Whale's behavior was exactly the same as a year ago. No reaction. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. Info update. After it started headbutting, I saw that awful blood and was terrified. Okay, sensible reaction. Info update. But when the pirate-hatted victim came floating up, I let out a scream. Okay. I have no quibble with that, I don't think. Do you see any emotions that seem odd or out of place? Pay attention not only which emotions you see, but how strong they are, too. An emotion might suddenly get stronger, for example, or you might see it grow weaker. Okay, let me listen to her testimony again. Let's see what becomes more or less surprising. This is mildly surprising. Extremely distressing. Less distressing. It was more distressing when you saw blood than to see that it belonged to somebody.
Got it!
Her fear appears to lessen here at this statement. Ms. de Plume, weren't you afraid when you saw the victim with blood coming out of him? My, that's a very good question. I was shaken after witnessing a murder, yes, but then the blood seemed to disappear. Disappear? And why do you suppose that was? Simple. It was because of the pirate hat. After Killer Whale put the hat on, the cloud of blood disappeared.
Objection!
And how exactly does that work? How should I know? I'm just telling you what I remember, Blue Boy. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, that suggests that the wound was on the head, perhaps? From whom was this blood that Ms. de Plume saw actually coming from? It could be Orla's own blood. It could be rifles. Is it Athena Sykes in yet another thrilling twist?
Take that!
Ah! I didn't. Maybe somebody else was bleeding in the orca pool. Somebody such as this. I didn't mean to subject her. Do you see an injury anywhere on that individual? And when exactly was this individual supposed to have entered the pool? I don't think you're ready to play in the deep end just yet, Mr. Wright. I'll be right back with some floaties, Your Honor. Hold on. Entered the pool? What if this individual didn't enter the pool, but was already in the pool? Who else was in the pool besides the victim? From whom was this blood that Ms. de Plume saw actually coming from? Okay, the other person who we said was injured, what could it be? Aura's own blood? Orla? Like if it's not the victim. Boom boom. Rifle. Fine, let's say that.
Take that!
Consider this. Maybe the one who was bleeding wasn't the victim. I beg your pardon. What kind of ridiculous nonsense is that? There was no one else in that pool besides the victim. Oh, I wouldn't say there was no one else. It is an orca pool, after all. What? Then where is this alleged injury on the defendant? I'm not sure, but if simply wearing the pirate hat made the blood disappear, then the blood must have been coming from somewhere on Orla's head. The orca's head? What are you prattling on about now? Please think back again, Mr. Plume. Think back to what you really saw. That is... The one who was bleeding was not the victim, but the killer whale. I remember now. There wasn't any blood coming from the victim after all. Howdy, Dogai. Welcome out. Bye-bye. We did it. Analytical psychology got us what we needed from it. That was a huge help, Athena. It was also pretty dicey for a while, though. Well, this is a surprise. The blood the witness saw was the defendant's, not the victim's. That is correct. And since there was no blood coming from the victim, there's only one thing we can conclude. That what Ms. de Plume witnessed was not the moment of the murder as she claims.
Objection!
I thought you were unarmed, but it turned out you were concealing a sword all along. Hydrate? Yeah, I could do that. Just barely. Alright. Thank you, Dogai. It turns out you were concealing a sword all along. Nevertheless, it is far too dull to cut to the bone. Meaning... I grant that what the witness saw was not the victim's blood, but it proves nothing. After all, being rammed doesn't always result in a wound that bleeds, does it? Death from internal hemorrhaging is also a possibility. He has a point there. If you wish to challenge me to a duel, you'll need a sharper blade than that, right, Dono? I demand evidence that proves the witness did not see the moment of the murder. Ha! There must be something. Think, Phoenix. If I'm correct, that the victim's death occurred before de Plume saw it. If the victim was already dead when Orla started her headbutting, then that would mean he died sometime before Ms. de Plume was watching. The events Ms. de Plume witnessed took place around 10 a.m. I must have something that can tell us about what happened before 10 a.m. Okay, now is this the coin, or are there other things? Oh. Okay. 10:10 is when Pearl and Rhymes. So Pearly had already... Ooh, I don't know about that. Ooh. I think it's the coin. If it's not the coin, it's the calendar. Well, actually, no. I think it is the calendar, because the calendar also has an agenda item for the captain before 10. It's the only thing that has both stuff before 10 and, yeah, try it.
Take that!
No, I don't think so. This is the evidence that proves Ms. de Plume did not see the moment of the murder. See, it's not proof of that. The coin would have been proof of that. Huh? I'm not sure that's really related to what Ms. de Plume did or did not witness. But you're not sure, right? No, we can be quite sure it's unrelated. Yes, quite. Ouch. I guess we can be. The events of Ms. de Plume witness, okay. Bloody coin.
Take that!
Yes? This is the... No, it isn't. Huh? I'm not sure that's related. Oh, no. Ah! Okay, 10:10 a.m. I must have something that can tell us about what happened before 10:10 a.m. This has nothing to do with 10:10 a.m. Crime scene photos. Fish? Walkie-talkie? Calendar. I don't know. Meaning I'm gonna cheat. If we even can. Well... see here. Nope, I ain't got that. Oink.
Do you even have enough HP left?
I don't know. This is why we save. This is why we save. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so before 10 and 10 a.m. Oh. Well, I guess so. Footage starts at 10, so there's 10 whole minutes.
Take that!
Quack, quack, quack. We've only seen the footage from 10:09 to 10:10 a.m., which means there's still footage going further back that we need to check. If only anyone had ever heard of a rewind button.
Queso.
Quasar. Your Honor, I request that all of the security footage be played for the court. All of the footage. Ms. de Plume witnessed a cloud of blood at around 10:10 a.m., but I believe the victim was already dead by that time. So your assertion is that the murder took place before Ms. de Plume arrived? Exactly. The security camera footage starts at 10 a.m. when the aquarium opened. And I believe there is vital evidence in the 10 minutes before. You are quite the gambling man, right, Donald? Are you honestly willing to risk everything on those mere 10 minutes? I've bet on slimmer chances before, but when he puts it that way...
Hold it!
My boss is no coward, Prosecutor Blackwell, so I suggest you get ready to eat humble pie. Uh-oh, I can't back down now. Well, if the defense is that confident in its importance, Prosecutor Blackwell, the security footage. Fulbright. Roger, I have the rest of the security footage right here. Very well. Please play it for the court. Please, please have something for me. This is what it looked like at 10:10 a.m. The witness can be seen here. All right, I'll just back the footage up from the beginning now. 9, 8, 6. It appears Ms. de Plume hasn't arrived yet at this point. Now to see if I can find something from before this point in time. Yeah, you notice? No human. Human's been under that water for 10 minutes. Way already dead. Is that it? Yep, that's all the footage there is. Well, Mr. Wright, did you see what you're looking for? We got nothing. Oh, we did! Well, right, Dono. Those were the 10 minutes you placed your bet on. Did you see anything of significance? Did I see anything important? I'd better think about this carefully. In the footage, we see... So, how does it actually want me to answer? The question is the nothing the important thing we saw? Did we see nothing important because it's not there? Or do we see something important and that is there, and its absence is what's important? How does it actually want me to answer? The thing is, we don't see the human coming into place there. I'm going to say we see something important because that is what it wants me to do. Gut instinct. You commented on what you don't see. Yeah, do I see... I mean, I see the thing important that I see is a tank devoid of humans until Orla digs him up. Hold on, I still have my cheat up here. Okay, alright, yeah. We'll go with nothing. We can see nothing of importance in that footage. Just as I thought. Ha ha ha! You're right about that. That section was completely meaningless. It doesn't show a thing, and that's why I didn't submit it as evidence.
Objection!
No, it's just the opposite. Huh? What do you mean by that? In this 10-minute footage, something important that should be there isn't there. Detective Fulbright, this footage should have been submitted as evidence. What? Are you questioning the way I carry out my duty to justice? Mr. Wright, explain yourself, please. What is this important thing that you say should be in the footage, but isn't? Can't choose people. The body. How do I show the body? Probably just the photo of the body. See how it works.
Take that!
No? The important thing we should see in the footage is the victim himself, Jack Shipley. I don't know about you, but I didn't see him get in the pool in that footage. Oh. Ah, that's right. If the victim is not shown entering the pool in this footage, it means that he must have been there by the Skull Rock during those 10 minutes. But no human being can hold their breath underwater for that long. Wait a minute. Are you saying... When the security camera started up at 10 a.m., the victim was already dead. What? Order. Order in the court. If that's the case, then when was the victim murdered? I don't know, Your Honor, but we now know it had to have been sometime before 10 a.m. Therefore, this footage can no longer be called decisive evidence against my client. But there was no one else who could have killed the victim. Not necessarily. The defense believes that the true culprit may have been human. And we have evidence to back up our theory as well. Do you now? I'd be very interested in seeing this evidence. The defense's trump card, that thing we found during our investigation yesterday. I wouldn't go so far to call it decisive, but now's the time to play it. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please submit your evidence. What evidence shows that the crime may have been committed by a human? The blood money.
Take that!
What's this? A coin? Yes, a fake coin used in the aquarium's pirate show. We found it beside the pool. This coin is quite possibly the real murder weapon. This tiny little coin is the murder weapon. Mr. Wright, if this is another one of your bluffs. As they say, the bolder the presentation, the less confident the solicitor. Don't think that's a saying. This is no bluff, and this isn't the only coin. There are 300 of these coins in all, weighing a total of about 7 pounds. This one just happens to have blood on it. Did you have the blood analyzed to see whose it is? Not yet. But there were coins scattered all around the body, and the victim had a head wound. Taking these things into account, I believe it has to be the victim's blood. So, to put it together, we have about 7 pounds of coins by the side of the pool. One of them with a blood stain on it. I think the answer is pretty clear here. Your Honor, the defense proposes that the victim was killed beside the pool. The side of the pool. But if the murder took place there, it would be difficult to say the orchid did it. I realize you're trying to defend your client, but that theory is preposterous. How could 300 coins possibly be made to hit someone all at once? It'd be pretty easy if they were in a bag or something of that nature. And so where is this bag the coins were in? Unfortunately, Your Honor, we recovered nothing of the sort from the scene. It's possible the culprit took it with them. They took it. The true culprit used the coins as a blunt instrument to commit murder. They then threw the body into the pool before the security cameras started up, and then they left, taking the bag the coins were in with them. They got rid of the evidence that points to a human culprit to pin the blame on Orla. Well, that was brilliant, Mr. Wright. You found a way to introduce the possibility of a human perpetrator. Yeah, somehow. Let's hope my luck holds out. I wonder why Prosecutor Blackwell hasn't said anything. Possibility of a perpetrator other than the defendant has now been suggested. But if we hold this possibility to be true, then what did Ms. DePlume witness? That's right. I saw the killer whale attack the victim, just like it did a year ago, singing a song. Well, I guess there still is that. You were somebody else's culprit, Orla's behavior still seems pretty bizarre. I wonder why she was doing the same thing she did a year ago. But is it really that bizarre? What do you mean? To explain the inexplicable, all we have to do is turn our thinking around. Turn our thinking around, huh? Sounds good to me. Time to give the old turn my thinking around method a try. Instead of trying to figure out why Orla did the same thing she did a year ago, I should consider the results that were produced by her behavior this time around. Orla sang a song, did some headbutts, and bit the victim. If the real culprit wanted to shift the suspicion onto Orla, then they would have needed to give people a reason to think Orla did it in the first place. Mr. Wright, as her lawyer, how do you explain your client's actions? I believe we should think of it in this way, Your Honor. What kind of effect did Orla's actions have on the case? Very well. Then why don't you explain it for the court? How did the defendant's actions affect the case? They created a witness, they killed the victim, they got rid of evidence. I mean, they created a witness. We know that they created a witness. I don't think they got rid of evidence. That isn't a thing that happened. Like I said, I'm still thinking that, she was trying to, wake him up or something, But I don't... Created a witness, I guess. Ms. DePlume focused her attention on the orca pool because she heard the song. The orca's act of singing a song created a witness. Created a witness? Isn't it possible that fabricating a witness was the real culprit's true intention? After all, Ms. de Plume witnessed two things. She saw Orla headbutt something over and over, and she saw the orca bite the victim. Those two actions of Orla's might have been the real culprit's plot to make the witness think the orca was attacking the victim. Are you saying that the defendant was being manipulated by the true perpetrator? Exactly. And that would explain Orla's actions perfectly. But the defendant is an orca. Is it even possible to manipulate her? Yes, there is a way to manipulate Orla's behavior. With this. The whistle.
Take that!
Is this a whistle? Yes, Your Honor. Trainers at the aquarium use whistles to issue commands to Orla. But in truth, anyone can do it, provided they know the right signals. Ah, that must be how they get Orla to do tricks for their pirate shows. The true culprit hit the body in a spot that couldn't be seen from the visitor's corridor. Then, when Ms. de Plume appeared, they gave Orla the commands. Heck. In other words, Orla was manipulated by the culprit to perform a series of tricks. What? And as for you, Ms. de Plume, you were manipulated by the true culprit to play the part of the witness. Norma de Plume was set up? Norma de Plume, rider extraordinaire, was used? Used? No. No! Ms. de Plume, please do something about your attire. That was one wardrobe malfunction I did not want to see. It would appear we need to shift our suspicion to someone other than Orla. Prosecutor Blackwell, please have the bloodstained coin analyzed. You waste your breath. I guess even Prosecutor Blackwell can't refute the possibility of a human suspect. You did it, boss. If crime happened beside the pool, there's no way an orca could have done it. Now, if only we could find the bag the coins were in. In light of the new discovery, it would appear that the orca couldn't have done it. Exactly, Your Honor. If the blood on the coin proves to be that of the victim, we can unequivocally overturn Orla's accusation.
Objection!
Overturn the defendant's accusation? I think not. My hair! My beautiful hair! Yesterday, a new inmate was brought into the prison. He said, the moment you relax is when you're most vulnerable. And what does man go in for? He's merely a sneaky thief who enjoys a spot of fishing now and again. But right down our hair would be easier to hook than any fish. Oh! And that hawk sure does love the judge's head. Ah, the bag. Well, what's this? That coin from before and some sort of bag? A bag? I don't think I'm gonna like this. This is the coin bag the 300 coins were in. I believe you were looking for this. How did you get that? I never said we didn't find it at the crime scene. The bag had blood on it, so naturally I had it sent to the crime lab. And? Does the blood belong to the victim? It does indeed, as does the blood on the coin. I knew it. So the blood on the coin did belong to the victim. The bag was open and the coins had all spilled out, but the bag alone wasn't proof enough to say that it was used as the murder weapon. However, thanks to the defense and their coin, I'm more than satisfied that it was. Prosecutor Blackwell, are you conceding that the true culprit committed the murder with the bag of coins? I shall concede that the victim was put into the pool after his death. However, even with the bag, it doesn't change the fact that it was the orca that killed the victim. What? How can you still suspect Orla? You said that the true culprit manipulated Orla's behavior, but Orla isn't the kind of orca that would let someone control her. If anything, Orla used the victim's behavior against him to murder him. What? But... Are you arguing that the orca manipulated a human being? To prove it, I have summoned another witness. Marlon Rhymes, take the stand. Marlon Rhymes is a witness? Yes. Well, don't just stand there. State your name. I told you I didn't want to be a witness. I thought one witness would be quite enough to prove the defendant's guilt. But apparently Right Gunnar won't be satisfied until every stone is turned. Well, son of a... Alright, fine. If I gotta talk, then let's get this over with. Mr. Rhymes doesn't seem like a willing witness. I wonder what Prosecutor Blackwell is going to have him testify about. So could we have your name and occupation of the record witness? Ahoy, yo, ho, ho. People of Delar, time to testify. Chilling with my crew at the ship shape, orcas, penguins in the seascape. Cleaning and feeding, there ain't no end. But them Brady kids' tours I shall transcend. Noob animal keeper from the House of Rhymes. I'm the master keeper, Marlon with the rhymes. Oh, I'm afraid I couldn't understand a word you said. Is that flip-flop music young people nowadays like? So close, Your Honor, so close, and yet so far. Please proceed with your testimony, witness, without the flip-flop. Okay, fine. But I don't want to do this, I tell you. I feel like I'm selling Sasha out. Witness testimony. The man manipulating orca. At about 10:10 a.m., I was in the staff room. I heard a loud noise from the pool room, so I went to the door to look in. I couldn't see the captain or the orca, but I saw a bunch of coins scattered around. The orca knows there's a certain spot people stand to play volleyball with her. I think maybe she knocked down the stuff that was piled up there and hit the captain. So that gives us a little more info about the area around the orca pool. Orca pool diagram updated in the court record. It also has information about the area around the orca pool on the first and second floor. The pool is about 65 feet deep. The defendant made the stuff fall down. Overturned crates and assorted props were scattered all over the pool room floor. There is no doubt that it was the orca that caused the mess. But could she really have done that from within the pool? As I said, the orca is the only one that could perform such a feat. The pool and its room were tidied the night before, including its various odds and ends. But when our rhyming Marlin took a look-see, over 400 pounds of props had fallen. To move it all in one go would challenge even the brawny prisoner in the cell next to mine. What is he? The jail gossip? So, how did 400 pounds of items fall all at once? I'll tell you how. The orca pulled on the cloth that was underneath them. A weight that would be all but impossible for a human to move. It was child's play to an orca. During a friendly game of volleyball, the defendant made the crates fall, and the bag of coins that was among the items fell on the victim's head and killed him. The orca then toyed with the victim's body underwater, which is what Ms. de Plume saw.
Objection!
But the witness only said he heard a loud noise, and that doesn't automatically make it the sound of Orla making the items fall. Also, why did you only look in on the pool room anyway, Mr. Rhymes? That orca sometimes make a loud noise to summon a trainer. But I'm still a newbie, so I don't have a security card to get in the pool room yet. So even if she tries to summon somebody, there isn't much I can do about it. I see. So the witness couldn't enter the crime scene.
Objection!
If Mr. Rhymes couldn't enter the room, there's at least one thing he can't be sure about. His statement that the orca was playing volleyball is purely speculation.
Silence!
Whether the orca was actually playing volleyball or not is not the issue. Traces of the orca's saliva were found on the cloth that was underneath the crates. The important point is that the orca is the only one that could have moved the items. Ah! I have to discredit that statement somehow. If I don't, it'd mean that Orla was the culprit, even if the victim died beside the pool. Cross-examination. The man manipulating orca. People are lurking behind me. At about 10 a.m., I was in the staff room.
Hold it!
Are you sure about the time you were in the staff room? What? Yes, I'm sure. I'm pretty good with time. I've never been late to work once. If he's sure about the time, then there's something wrong with that statement. What happened? Yeah, 10 a.m. Oh yeah, because you were with, Pearls. I'd better take another look through the court record. All right, please continue with the testimony, Mr. Rhymes. I heard a loud noise from the pool room, so I went to the door to look in.
Hold it!
You heard the noise all the way in the staff room? That's right. The orca pool room and the staff room were pretty close to each other. Anyway, I heard the noise, so I went to the door of the pool room. But I don't have a security card, so all I could do was look through the door crack. What kind of noise did you hear? Want me to describe it? Oh yes, your word-up courtroom, nah, the crash, boom, bound relativity, everything following with sweet simplicity. This testimony, yo, it ain't got no fallacies. Things followed and breaking. It was pure insanity. Kinda like that. Okay, but why the need to wrap it? Well, I didn't really get all of that, but in any case, I gather it was a very loud noise. Very well, please describe what you saw at the scene. I couldn't see the captain or the orca, but I saw a bunch of coins scattered around.
Hold it!
You couldn't see the victim? I was just looking through the door crack. I guess all that stuff was blocking my view. I did notice a whole bunch of coins scattered all over the place, though. But at the same time, I had no idea the captain was dead. Killed by gold coins. Ironic, isn't it? Perhaps the orca wanted to be paid for her labor. Paid in coins raining from the skies. Coins raining from the skies? He makes it sound almost poetic. But the hard truth is that those coins were actually the murder weapon. We all deserve to be paid for our work, do we not? I shall have a fine meal tonight. If you find our client guilty, that is. Mr. Rhymes, do you have a theory on how the things got knocked down? Of course I do. The orca knows there's a certain spot people stand to play volleyball with her.
Hold it!
She uses this ball and does a spike, right? We had a nice little demonstration of Orla's spike for ourselves just yesterday. If you stand on the mark on the floor, the orca spikes the ball at you. Taka is good at flying straight at its target as well. And I see plenty of targets right here in this room. Everybody's so busy protecting their head, they forgot about the trial. including you. Tell them what the defendant caused to happen. Well, the Orca knows people stand in a certain spot for volleyball. I think maybe she knocked down stuff that was piled up there and hit the captain.
Hold it!
Are you saying you think she knocked down the items on purpose? I don't want to believe it myself, but that orc is pretty smart. It'd be easier for her to pull the cloth the stuff was on while she was playing volleyball. Orcas are really strong. One good pull and all those things would come crashing down. I guess maybe an orca could be strong enough to make that much stuff fall. I've never seen an orca play tug-of-war myself, but the fact is this one did. The traces of the orca's saliva found on the cloth prove it. How long do you plan to walk tightrope on those shaky theories of yours? Wait until you see me do acrobatics. Moments like these are what I become a lawyer again for. I don't know why, but Mr. Rhymes is lying. I'm afraid I have to expose that secret he and Pearls were keeping to resolve this. Okay, here we present. You were not in the staff room. You were here in the food prep room with whales.
Objection!
You say you were in the staff room, but is that really true? Of course it's true. Why would I lie about a thing like that? Mr. Rhymes, have you ever seen this calendar before? Hey, that's... I see you recognize it. Yeah, that's the rifle calendar. It's a big hit at the Ship-Shape Aquarium gift shop. Thank you for shopping at Ship-Shape. Mr. Rhymes, please refrain from scattering fish around the witness stand. Not to worry, your baldness. Taka will have them cleaned up in no time. I guess that bird comes in handy now and then. Alright, Mr. Wright, we have all seen your cute souvenir. Now, if you wouldn't mind. No, Your Honor. This isn't my calendar. It was originally the witness's, but it came into the possession of a certain young lady. Give me a moment, I need to re-beverage myself. Like. Beverage refilling. So we can hydrate at the hydrate. Okay. Right. It was originally the witness's, but it came into the possession of a certain young lady. What? Mr. Rhymes and this young lady first met each other in the food prep room. After a mishap, their calendars got switched around. They ran into each other at about 10:10 a.m. in the food prep room. So clearly the witness was not in the staff room. In other words, there's no way he could have heard the noise in the pool room upstairs. Ah. What's this? This is the first time I'm hearing about any calendar. That's because Mr. Rhymes and Pearls were keeping it a secret. You lied to me. This transgression will not go unpunished. Arr! So, Mr. Rhymes, you didn't hear the noise of the equipment falling after all, did you? Okay, I admit it. I didn't hear the noise in the orca pool room myself. Somebody told me about it. Who told you about it? It was, Unless you tell the truth, Mr. Rhymes, I can't save Orla. And I'm sure you know how sad that would make Miss Buck. I heard about it from Sasha. What? From Miss Buckler? But that doesn't make sense. What is going on here? Now it's the trainer's own words that drive the orca into a corner. How do you like being bitten by your own client, right, Dono? I certainly didn't see this coming. What perfect timing. It was something I wanted to ask Miss Buckler about the orca. The prosecution calls the trainer, Miss Sasha Buckler, to the stand. Yes, I suppose it would be a good idea to hear what the orca's trainer has to say. I don't know what Sasha's going to say, but I'll just have to meet it head-on, whatever it is. We will take a 20-minute recess while the witness is summoned. I mean, we have her on the Zoom call with the orca. To be continued. Oh, but not today, because it is our time. Okay. Hank,